Hey guys, this is Akshit and welcome to another video. So in this video I'm going to talk about basically what IDE you can use to do your code in Python. So many people actually don't have access to computers. So they are looking for a solution for them to access and code in Python in mobile only. So the I've got a solution for you guys. So the best option for those people is Google Colab. And even if you have a computer, and even I use Google Colab to practice. So if so, Google Colab is basically a great tool to run your code in Python, and it is pretty similar to Jupyter notebooks. So here you can see what is collaboratory Google Colab. So Colab for short allows you to write and execute Python in your browser with zero configuration required, free access to GPUs, easy sharing. Whether you're a student, a data scientist, or an AI researcher, Colab can make your work easier. Introduction to Colab. To learn more or get started below. So you can just watch this video, or we can watch this
Hi,
together.
and welcome to this video series on Google Colab. I'm Jake Vanderplas, and I'll be your guide today as we look at what Colab is all about. Google Colab is an executable document that lets you write, run, and share code within Google Drive. If you're familiar with the popular Jupyter project, you can think of Colab as a Jupyter notebook stored in Google Drive. A notebook document is composed of cells, each of which can contain code, text, images, and more. Colab connects your notebook to a cloud-based runtime, meaning you can execute Python code without any required setup on your own machine. Additional code cells are executed using that same runtime, resulting in a rich interactive coding experience in which you can use any of the functionality that Python offers. For example, here we define a variable containing a range of 10 numbers. In the next cell, we loop through this range, printing the square of each number. For convenience, we use the Shift-Enter shortcut rather than the play button to execute the cell. Cell outputs are not limited to simple text, however. They can contain any number of dynamic, rich outputs. For example, we can search Colab's built-in library of code snippets and insert code to create an interactive data visualization. This particular visualization is created with Altair, one of several third-party visualization libraries that Colab supports. Colab notebooks can be shared like a Google Doc, and for this purpose it's useful to use text cells to provide a narrative around the code you've executed. Text cells are formatted using Markdown, a plain text document format that's rendered on the page. Markdown format is simple and powerful, allowing you to add headings, paragraphs, lists, and even mathematical formula. If you would like to share your notebooks with others, you can do so via Google Drive sharing, or even by exporting your notebook to GitHub. The notebook is stored in the standard Jupyter Notebook format, and so the notebooks you create can be viewed and executed in Jupyter Notebook, Jupyter Lab, and other compatible frameworks. The convenience of sharing.
So you guys might be wondering what is Jupyter Notebook. So basically, Jupyter Notebook is the standard for in which you do data science projects. So I'll just search Jupyter Notebook. Open source web application which allows you to create and share documents that contain live code, equations, visualizations, and narrative text. Okay, so but the thing is that Jupyter Notebook, you have to install it in your computer. You cannot install it in your mobile. You have to install it in your computer, and that also takes a lot of time and बहुत खिच झंझट है मतलब. So it's best if you use Google Colab only. I also use Google Colab. So yeah.
Notebooks means that you can find and explore many interesting notebooks around the web. One useful collection is the SeedBank project at research.google.com/seedbank. For example, the neural style transfer seed shows how to use deep learning to transfer styles between images and includes a link to a Colab notebook where you can run and modify the code. To learn more about Colab, visit colab.research.google.com and find the Welcome Notebook, where you will find links to tutorials and other info about Jupyter and Colab notebooks. You can also find the remaining videos in this series, which will explore Colab in more depth. In the next video, my colleague Lawrence will explore how to install TensorFlow using Colab and how to use different runtimes to access things like the GPU. See you there. Hi, I'm Jake. I'm a software engineer.
Okay, so this is basically Google Colab. So here you can see, suppose seconds in a day is a variable. Okay, we assign this variable a value 24 into 60 into 60. Then we suppose if you write the variable name directly, in general IDEs you have to write print, right? You have to write it like this: print seconds in a day, and then it will give. Okay, I have to log in. Okay, so I logged in with my Google account. Here I have to first connect. So it will connect to the Google servers where you can execute your code. Yeah. So generally you have to write print and then in brackets the variable name, and it will execute this. But in Jupyter, basically Google Colab, which is like Jupyter Notebook, and in Jupyter Notebook also, you can at the end of the cell, the code cell, you can just type the variable name and it will execute 86400. But see, if we type v equal to 20 and then we type v also, seconds in a day, and v, then it will only show v. But if I write print, then it will have to print this. Okay, so it will print this and then it will show this also, v. So what I'm saying is last the last line of the code, the last line of the cell, if it is a variable, then it will print it, but it will not print anything above it if it is not in the print statement. Like, see, seconds in a day, and it will not print. And if I just copy this and put it v up here, it will print seconds in a day. Okay, you guys getting it? So to execute the code in the above cell, click this button, this, or press Ctrl Enter. Okay, so here is data science. So yeah, so in data science you get to use powerful libraries like NumPy and Matplotlib. So Matplotlib is used to visualize data, right? So with the help of Matplotlib, you are able to draw this chart, visualize data. So yeah, and if you want to just start a new notebook, just go to File, New Notebook, and you get a blank notebook. And just connect, and here you can write anything. Suppose print my name is Akshoku. Suppose I assign a variable. Let's like take that variable k. K is equals to 2 plus 2. Print k. So I get 4. Similarly, I can do 2 2 into 3 into 5, some anything. I can write anything. Okay, so yeah, this is a code. So this is simple Python code. Now you can also use functions. So basically function is Okay, I don't want to get into functions in this video. I'll just show it for people who know. Diff function name, suppose I write is function. Sorry. Okay. So now if I execute it, now all this code, okay, all this code is in this function. This function's name is function, is func, or I can just name it Akshit. Okay, I can put any name. So my function Akshit will print my name. Print this. My name is Akshogu, and then print 10. I can just modify it. There's a famous code in Dragon Ball Z. It's over. No. What is his power level? It's over. Dot format. Okay. So okay. So will this code execute now? Because I have uh, first put the print statement, and then I have assigned the value to k. So this code will give an error. So I just call the function. Oh shit. See, it is given an error because the local variable k is not defined. So if I put k equal to 10 up, okay, so the code executes step by step. Okay, so it will first execute the first line, then second line, then third line, like this. So k equal to 10 is first assigned, then it will print this, then it will print this. Okay, so here it's over 0. So this 0 is nothing but k. Okay, this curly in curly brackets I have written 0. This is k. Okay, so if I execute this now, it will print it's over 10, but I want 9,000. It's over 9,000. Okay, I don't want to print k. So 9,000 exclamation mark. Yeah, it looks better now. So function I was telling. So I defined a function here. Okay, and in this function all these values are there. So I defined a function here, and in this function I have written some code. So unless and until I call that function, that code will not execute. So here by just writing my function name and brackets, so I'm calling the function. Okay, so if I don't call the function, it will not execute. If I call the function, it will execute. So this is the use of function. So you can use your function over and over. Suppose okay, so one more thing is this. Suppose I this function takes a value I, so I can put. So I'll just show you where functions are used. Okay, so here it will print the same thing, but what I have done, I'll remove this. Okay, so what I have done is I have called my function, okay, Akshit, and given it a value. So 9000 is the value I have given to the function. So what will happen, this, after first it will, okay, this is a function, okay, so this function is defined and then this function is over. So okay, so here the function ends because there is no indentation. So here is the main code, Akshit, and I suppose put 9000. So what will happen, it will go back here to the function. He will say Akshit and I is 9000. Okay, so it will basically say print what is his power level. It's over 9000 because I have written format dot format I. If I had written dot format k or something other, then it will give an error because, okay, k, okay, so what happened here was that k was already defined as 4. Okay, so it took the previous value itself. So if you do a fresh star, basically, so if you do a fresh if you do a suppose runtime and I say restart runtime. Okay, so runtime state including all local variables will be lost. So the k value that was assigned earlier will be lost. Okay, so then it will not execute. So if I take a we have not defined earlier, right? So it will give an error. Name a is not defined, and the beauty of Python is that it gives you the exact error almost always. Key what is wrong? Name a is not defined. So a is not defined. So yeah, I is defined. It's over 9000. Okay, so this was like a simple code I wrote. So just to show you that how you can work with Google Colab. So the most important thing is that you can use it on mobile also. You don't need to get a computer, and you can save this file, save. Okay, and you can access it on your mobile because it is linked to your Google account, so you can easily access it anywhere. Okay guys, so this brings me to the end of this video. Hope you guys liked it, and please remember to subscribe and thumbs up. Peace.